I felt like it looked like a fucking stupid Disney Netflix fucking stupid movie.
Yeah, that's true.
Made by a stupid grown man that couldn't wait to show you gore in the middle of his Disney looking fucking stupid shit.
The most hollow, nothing movie I have seen in so long, it's crazy.
Truly the most nothing burger film made in the last 30 years.
Literally nothing. It's a wisp of smoke that smells like 2016.
And for that reason, I decided to watch it on 2x speed.
Fucking evil and stupid.
One of like the most demonic movies I've ever seen.
Whatever. So this film just kind of sucks. Whatever. Ultimately, this film is boring too. That's the other issue. It was just kind of boring. It was just boring as shit.
And that's our song. Thank you, Steven. We are back, cinematographically bickering. And what are we here to talk about? We're here to talk about the most important event of the century, what's on everyone's minds. We're here to say what everyone's thinking but doesn't have the guts to say online. Stuff about the Oscars. Oscars, Best Pictures.
Friends or girlfriends.
We're here to say what your girlfriend would never say to you.
We're here to say what you would never say to your girlfriend.
No. The other way around.
We're here to be your girlfriend.
Yeah, we're here to say exactly what your girlfriend thinks about all these
We're
movies.
here to replace your girlfriend. All right, we should make a few things clear out the front. For starters, I disavow Harvey Weinstein and every picture he was involved in producing. Secondly, I did not see. So these are the movies. These are the Best Picture noms I haven't seen. Sinners.
Oh.
Have we even said we're
Secret
talking
Agent?
about the best pictures?
Oh.
Yeah, we're talking about Oscars. I just said that.
Well, specifically
Talking
the best
about
pictures.
Oscar. Specifically the Best Pictures. So we watched them all.
Let's lay out.
Tell you what you think.
Let's lay out what we're doing on this episode. What are we doing?
What we're here is to tell you what you think about the Best Picture nominations, and we're to tell you, how you liked them, or if you didn't, what was good or bad about them.
Okay.
Is that sufficient?
Yeah.
No,
that's
it
good
wasn't
enough.
very
Fuck
exciting.
it.
We
Who
could
fucking
do
cares,
better than
bro?
that, I
Fuck
feel
this.
like.
Well, we
nothing
need
live.
we need trumpet sound effects. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Okay, we're
Yeah.
here for it is 1 week out from the 2026 Oscars, and today on Cinematographically Speaking, we are talking about the top 10 pictures nominated for Best Picture this year. Woo. Now, some of us did not watch all of them. Some of us did watch all of them. We were supposed to watch all of them, but Troy, why don't you tell us that
Some
you
of them
only
are so
watched 3 of
fucking
them?
bad, they're not even worth watching or even starting, and it's
There we
amazing.
go.
They're
We're
so
in
bad
there.
you can tell. You can tell they're not worth looking at.
How can you tell they're bad? Why are they bad?
Well, you can tell usually by the trailers and the teasers.
Uh-huh.
I watch trailers really hard, and I think, I don't want to watch this one.
Yeah, true.
I'll tell you, the ones I didn't
that's
watch.
unironically, like probably what people in the Academy do. They just like
Maybe.
they just probably like watch a trailer and like, I don't know, just won't vote for that one. They just
Yeah.
don't watch it.
I did not watch Secret Agent, Sinners, or what am I missing? What else didn't I watch?
You didn't watch Frankenstein.
Or Frankenstein.
We are
Like,
going to get
freaking
attacked.
bore me to death. It's 3 hours long.
Troy, you are about to receive the onslaught, the extreme godly hammer of the Brazilian population for not watching The Secret Agent.
Yeah, it's
And
like
I hope-
80% of our
I hope you get
listeners are from
crushed.
Brazil.
Yeah.
I want to say The Secret Agent, it actually is a crazy shame that I didn't see it because it's probably one of the only movies on the list I actually really wanted to see. So I am sad about that. I'm not really sad about the other two, but yeah, that's and I didn't watch them for purely logistical reasons, which was unfortunate.
The supply chain got caught up.
The supply chain got messed up.
How
There
did
was,
you not?
know-
I was able to watch all of them.
Yeah, some of us are actually married, not just fake married.
Oh, I see. I thought you meant logistically, like you couldn't access them or something.
Oh
And
no,
was
I
like,
just didn't have time. I could.
Yeah, that was kind of, whatever. It was unwarranted, but we'll just skip past that. I guess I was able to watch all of them because I'm fake married. So
Yeah.
fake married to.
Okay.
mark that. Mark that one down. Let's.
Put that one down.
Yep. All right. Okay.
Although she did change her last name recently, which is very exciting. So that's not even true. So you don't need to bleep that out.
Yeah, she's impossible to find via her.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. All right, who else didn't watch a movie?
Who watched all of them?
I did.
Me?
I did.
Port's got his hands up, but I think Jacob should maybe say a little bit about it.
How we watched him.
How was he able to watch all these movies in so little time?
One day, in the last 24 hours.
Yeah, how did you watch 27 hours of movies in 24 hours?
I'm a very dedicated viewer.
First off,
Hold on, okay. If you guys are actually about to out me right now, then at least let me say what I did myself, and not have you make up whatever bullshit. What?
You mentioned the thing you attempted to do, but that was even a step too far.
The thing that I attempted to do. What did I attempt to do?
You did attempt to watch more than one movie at the same time.
Oh yeah.
That's really
On multiple faster than one.
So well, hold on now. So
What do you have to say for yourself?
Okay. Here's what I did. All right. I watched several of the Best Picture noms at 2x speed. Okay. And these were movies that I didn't even really feel like watching to begin with. So in my mind, it's actually good that I did this because at least I got to see them. Right.
True.
The movies I watched at 2x speed were Sinners, Frankenstein, and Bugonia. Okay. Now, I did attempt to watch Hamnet and Train Dreams at the same time. I put Hamnet on the main monitor, and I put Train Dreams on the second monitor.
Were they both 2x?
No. They were both 1x.
Okay.
However, I think you'll all be pleased to hear that I found it too hard to concentrate. So I did watch those individually.
2x
Or on 2 times or 1 time?
How many minutes in did you
on 1 time? Both of those. Actually, Train Dreams. I think I scrubbed around a little bit with the speed, but
Yeah.
Train Dreams, you got halfway and then put it to 5x.
so. But the only ones that I watched purely 2x speed, actually, and then I watched Secret Agent on 3x speed. So
Wait, is there any movie you watched at normal speed?
Yeah. I watched Sentimental Value, normal speed, even though, God, I really wanted to speed that one up.
Damn.
I watched Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, and is there another one?
F1?
I watched F1. All those I watched on 1x speed, purely, with no thoughts about speeding up. So, kind of a mixed bag, but at the end of the day, I did watch all of them.
There you go.
And then Brody, you and I are the only ones who haven't seen every movie. What did you not watch?
The only movie I have not seen is Hamnet. The only one.
Okay.
I did purchase it, and then it kind of just fell by the wayside.
Hamnet.
So
Just imagine a woman
yeah.
crying, and you got it.
I feel like I'm not too upset about not watching Hamnet, to be honest with you.
I'm upset.
Really? Is
Fuck
Hamnet
you.
good? Was Hamnet good?
No, we're part of the
or
goddamn
is it-
podcast whose job is to watch every fucking movie.
This
Okay.
is what pays our rent.
Look, yeah,
I'm
our
mad at
goal
everyone
in
who
paying
didn't
my
watch
rent
every
is to
movie.
watch every single movie, even if we have to watch them on 3 different monitors at 5x speed.
Yeah.
All right, so I think a fairly clear place to start is what is the best picture,
Ooh.
and why is it Marty Supreme?
Well,
Obviously.
well, let's get into that in a bit. Let's start
Okay.
with let's
Let's take us
start
back.
more.
I'm kind of
Let's
starting
start-
us in the middle, and then you do the thing where we go back to the start, and then we'll come back.
Let's just can we just talk about One Battle After Another first?
Yes.
Can we just get to the bottom of One Battle After Another and then
movie
work
on
our way
everyone's
through
mind.
everything? Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck
So I
this movie.
watched it in theaters. Watched it with fellow podcast member Brody. Didn't like it. Some things were kind of cool. At times, it's kind of working. It's doing its little thing aesthetically. It's okay. I actually really liked a lot of the like the formal properties early on, with all the extreme cutting and like rapid world building of like the situation at hand, in terms of the domestic terrorism and stuff. Thought that was pretty cool. And then it kind of just the heart and soul of the film starts to like fall away. Like I don't like you get a very tried and true I guess like moral or like we'll call it like a moral compass when it comes to the father, and that serves the plot pretty well, and it keeps you kind of engaged and sympathetic. But in terms of actually like exploding the manifold of like any idea going on, it seems like all it really wants to do is like show a bunch of images that we all like culturally, they're just kind of like a lot of, not stereotypes, that's wrong, but like caricatures, like a lot of, show a pastiche of many different caricatures and have a guy move through that kind of world. And ultimately it ends up just falling a little bit flat. It's just, it didn't accomplish what I think like, maybe like a Pynchon novel could do. And that's not to mention a lot of other issues that we'll get into when it comes to like maybe the political message. And even if you're, left, right, doesn't matter. But even if you're on the left, like the question is like, is this even like a useful movie politically? Mm-hmm. Does it actually say anything at all other than like, both sides have issues and you should raise your kids, which is a fine message. But then it's like, do we need it's just, I don't know. It just becomes a lot of questions. Like, is that story told well? Or are we instead fascinated with the images of contemporary connections rather than the undergirding story itself? Like, is there a fetishism going on almost of like how we can make the contemporary, if that makes any sort of sense? I'll just leave that thought there. But these are all like questions and reservations I have about the film. I do not think it should win Best Picture. Spoiler. Mm-hmm. That's my take, but we'll talk more.
Yeah, for one battle after another, I mean, it was just on a, how you feel about it on a surface level. It was obviously, I think we can agree it was pretty hard to watch just because there's a lot of annoying tropes, in the film. However, Leonardo DiCaprio, I did feel like kind of carried the movie. I mean, like he's obviously a great actor, and I enjoyed watching him on screen, right? So I think that is a strength that it has for sure. It's not the Oscar bait that for Leo that The Revenant was, where it's literally just his face taking up 80% of the screen, and that's the movie. There you go. That's the movie. Right?
Yeah, it's like 3 hours of getting mauled by a bear.
Yeah,
right.
Cold.
Yeah.
Cold. 3 hours of cold.
Eating raw flesh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I admittedly, I think there is a bit more of a balanced message in the movie than like you might think there is, just from a cursory watch or like a surface level watch. But the ending seems to totally disregard like any sort of balanced messaging that it is hinting at the entire time, which is of course what Steven said. Both sides have their issues. You have Lockjaw and not Jungle Pussy. What was their name? The main woman. It was the mother character.
Pussy.
Yeah.
Both the mother and the father abandon their families to pursue some sort of ideological, self-gratifying goal, right? And Leo, he's the one that he's the dad that stepped up, right? And so that's kind of a nice message. But of course, at the end, the daughter is getting ready to go to a protest, and there's again, it sort of feels like it undermines itself at the last second for me, in terms of what the message is.
Definitely.
But I'll be honest, I was not, moved by the film, but I did like seeing Leo.
No, it definitely was like, it was disappointing that the kind of human aspect of it and like interpersonal relationship thing kind of fell on its face, because I feel like there are so many things about it. Yeah, like there's so many things about it that do make it like fun and entertaining to watch, and it really feels like, I mean, I don't know, it is disappointing, especially after something like Inherent Vice. Like he made, like, it's like Paul Thomas Anderson made a pretty cool Pynchon adaptation, you know, that like, as far as like its like political implications are, you know, not super clear in Inherent Vice, but at least feels like it still is getting at something that may not be, you know, it seems like there's something going on that's like more incisive or complex. In One Battle, it seems like kind of like it doesn't really show you anything on a larger scale that doesn't feel already obvious to basically everyone. You know, I don't think anybody watched One Battle After Another and had it like change their minds about how they see the world. Which I think is this like kind of its main fault, and also something that I feel is like the issue with something like Sinners as well. Like Steven and I talked about this off the pod about a week ago, but I don't know if we want to get into that, but like quite yet. But I don't know. I think that's kind of an issue with a lot of these films, and something like Bugonia as well, where it's like you don't even have to say something I agree with, as long as it's something that actually, you know, is something I'm not actually looking at in the way that you're looking at it, or something like that. You know, it's like I just want something that's like actually incisive or interesting, or a take on the world and what it means to be in it, you know, like through these like characters or whatever, that means anything past some kind of like cyclical political conversation. I don't know. I feel like One Battle After Another, it's like everything that's wrong with it like makes it feels like we're like stuck in like 2015 or something like that.
Yeah, 100%.
I want to really briefly say before someone else jumps in, I just want to say like the you know, like the reveal when they're going underneath the house for like the St. Nicholas Club or whatever, the Christmas Club or whatever, right?
Yeah. Christmas
you can
Adventures Club.
Thank you. Yeah, it's like, you know, it's a silly scene and it's kind of cool, I guess, but like in terms of just seeing like, you know, that depicted filmically or whatever, that kind of joke. But I think there's something wrong with it in the sense that it just feels like a cultural echo, and it's something we already get. Like everyone already gets the Christmas Club, and now we're just pointing at something that people both like the real substrate underneath that, or something like that, you know, and in whatever capacity it does, or, you know, it exists or something like that. The substrate under it, we all already know and are aware of in various degrees, that when we see that, it's not actually like shocking or different or unique. And so you've just given us an image to something that's kind of already an echo of like whatever you could, you know, just what the cultural valence is on like Twitter, or whatever, you know, like online sphere you are, or something like that. And a lot of the film, I think, is that way. Like a lot of things, and this is why I would connect it. Like, I'm glad you brought up like Bugonia, Sinners 2, where it just feels like there is a take here, but the take is so obvious, and also so trapped. It is just a higher budget tweet. It is a more expensive tweet. It's not doing more. I mean, there's like good qualities, one battle after another, but politically and like in terms of advancing like the movement of ideas in general, it feels like it's just, you know, kind of a throwaway take for both of them. So One Battle After Another just kind of felt like, in terms of like the idea undergirding it, just kind of like not right, a little bit empty, or a little bit already known, a little bit already done, you know. Even though we're seeing a lot of like provocative or unique images, and so it's not like I could say like that movie's been made before, so maybe it's unique in a filmic sense, but our ideas and like our intuitions have already caught up to it, so it was fleeting the moment it already arrived, you know.
Yeah.
That's mine. Yeah.
Totally agree. I think the best way to sum up my feelings about it is it's a spectacle film. Like, the whole thing is this big spectacle. It's a Hollywood movie. and it's pretty awesome at that. It's very fun. It's pretty funny. The characters are comfortable insofar as they're mostly caricatures, and there's some political valence where it's like, whoa, this means something. But I think it's like a total spectacle film. Fairly Hollow, totally agree about. I will say that you're saying about how, right, the Adventures Christmas Club, we already know that. So when you see it, it's like, oh, that's kind of like a fun way to represent that thing, right? But it's not like a new thing. It's not like a new idea. It's not an interesting representation of the idea. This is why the movie is definitely going to win Best Picture, is because people, obviously all of us big brain, true movie lovers, TM, we get it. But I went to the movie. I saw this in a theater, which
Crazy for Troy. Everyone knows that is crazy for Troy.
Actually,
I was bullied so hard. It was a big group of people. I told them I'm not going. Go see without me. Blah blah blah. They really put the pressure on me. I ended up going. For them, it was like not beyond their grasp, but it was revolutionary in its sort of political representation, and like, oh my gosh, that's so true, actually, So
wait, hold on. So do you feel like based on that observation, do you feel like you could kind of take that and be like, oh, maybe actually a lot of people did watch this and it actually did focus or shift their view in some way?
I think that it was for a lot of people. For Joe Schmo, this film represented a political world that to them was not the world they lived in and was novel.
Well, I think that's honestly,
that surprising.
I feel like that's like I do find that a little surprising, but I do think that that's like, honestly, like you saying that makes me feel that there's like, I don't know, I've been thinking a lot lately about this idea of like meeting people where they're at with like art and particularly movies.
Yeah.
And I think that, regardless of where the message ended up with like one battle after another and like how you feel about that, the fact that it did maybe actually reach some people in some way is significant, or no? Steven says no.
Well, towards what end? Like perhaps it represented some novel world or whatever, but like to what end? Right, those are the people on which it will politically operate and produce maybe some type of change. But like, what kind of change? Like, what is the valence of this movie at all?
Sure.
So
to me, it's fairly hollow.
I want to speak for Brody a little bit because I know Brody's pissed as shit.
Shit and piss.
These are also my thoughts too. I basically fundamentally don't believe, even if they're saying it, that this is a unique world that has shifted how I think about the thing. I basically don't think that. I think instead they're conflating a sense of awe for the spectacle with an already intuitive sense of what is going on in the world. And then they did an immediate like mental connecting nodes, and that was like an aha light bulb. But that light bulb was something like you can only do that it seems like new knowledge is being made, but in reality they're just feeling good about an intuition they already had, because now it's given like a cerebral quality, or like it's been given an objective quality to something they already intuit. And so that's why I don't think it like changes anybody's minds, but it just kind of like, instead it just makes people feel a little bit more excited about what their mind was already tending towards. That's
fair. Maybe the people it's new to them, but the culture broadly understands this.
Yeah.
And I have two more things quick. One, sort of surprisingly, right? The movie's like kind of like anti-revolutionary.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It definitely just is. It ends up feeling like a wish-wash, both sides, whatever, who cares? Yeah. I also just want to say, as a slight more material note, that the actress Teyana Taylor, who plays Perfidia Jones, like the whatever, I had such at the start of the movie, we're looking at her a lot, and she is so bogged out. It is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And I was spending a huge amount of time in the movie thinking about what that means, and like not in like a trite sense, but like what is the operative nature of her boggedness, as it's so pronounced.
Yeah.
She's such a surgical creature. Anyway, and then after the movie, I get out and I talk to everyone, and I'm like, I'm trying to be kind of tight-lipped because I just ruined it for everyone. But I'm like, and what was that about? Like, she's so bogged out. Like, is it about like?
He tried asking people why
I was
she
like,
was.
they're like, well, they're trying to. No. Well, dude,
I know what you mean. Keep going, please.
There's a whole
Yeah,
other
yeah.
episode that's just about the dynamic that exists between me and my friends and family or whatever when we go to see a movie, and how totally fucked it is. Anyway, they are on their knees begging me to say something. The whole vibe is crushed if I don't put them at ease by saying something that they can be like, oh, Troy's such a fucking idiot. Anyway, so you know what I mean? They need me to say something that reassures them that I'm insane. Anyway, so I was like, yeah, I don't know. I kept thinking about like what's her bogged out? Like, is it the superficiality of the revolutionary spirit? And in the end, it's all kind of it seems like it was all an aesthetic choice, and they've all grown up and said blah blah blah. And they're like, what are you talking about? She's beautiful. She's having plastic surgery. Anyway, her face is fucking insane, and obviously it's confirmed that she's had 1 million operations. But anyway, I just thought her face was crazy. I don't know why PTA did it. I think that is something. That is maybe one of the only cutting edge takes that's going to come out of this pod on this movie, because that's something that no academic papers are talking about. About how PTA, a level-headed guy, selected as one of his star actresses, one of the most obviously bogged ladies in the universe. And no one is talking about how that serves the story, which it must in some way.
Just wait until we get to Bugonia.
Yeah,
Bugonia. That's so true.
Let's talk about. Wait, hold on. Nice bridge over there.
Does anybody have an answer to it? Because I feel like I have like the answer.
Please,
do you want to answer it?
Go.
I feel like the boggedness of her is literally. It's actually kind of gross. I don't think there's any good thing to it. It's pick a person that is annoying to look at, and it's basically that simple, to just reduce sympathy and add caricature-esque qualities to her.
I think it was to trick people into thinking that Rihanna was starring in this movie.
I think it also adds to like the exoticness of his relationship, right? And like his
she does have a crazy face.
Yeah, because like he's like, oh, I like black girls, right? And this is definitely like one of his things, and especially in regards to Officer Lockjaw, right? Like this very sort of not just like a black person, but a very exotically and particularly black person.
Yeah, so like she needs to look exotic to the viewer, so that his taking for her as exotic,
because this wouldn't work with like Zoe Kravitz, for example.
Sure. Yes.
It's not enough for her to look exotic,
That's
as
true.
in from
Very
another
good,
country.
Brady.
She needs to look like she's from another planet.
Fuck yeah. That's fucking true.
I will
as
say,
shit.
finding
I'm
out.
satisfied.
No,
by
honestly,
that,
yeah, that is actually crazy. That absolutely, like, it is like there is kind of like this. Everyone's agreed to be blind to the fact that she looks insane.
Yeah, but everyone knows
it's like,
it. Yeah.
Because for sure, it's not just like, I mean, I don't know. Casting, when it comes to like casting, it's like casting's pretty, like you have to be just like super real about like really basic things of just like, is this person attractive? Does this person have this quality? Does this person have that quality? And like to have like, it's not like no, I need it. There's no way PTA was like, no, I just need Tiana Taylor purely for her acting ability. It's like
ability,
the look always matters a lot,
Before we leave, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I will say, I didn't realize until after watching the film that Lockjaw was played by Sean Penn. And that's insane. That made
crazy.
the movie way funnier to me.
Oh yeah, Sean Penn. Shout out to Sean Penn. Actually, so awesome.
Yeah, pretty beast mode.
Awesome performance. The character's
Well,
fun.
I wouldn't agree
within
with
the
that,
context of
but
the spectacle.
it just made it really funny.
Yeah, Sean, I liked it, and I've got money on him winning Best Supporting Actor.
I could believe that. Yeah, I can.
Before we leave, he's in the lead right now. Before we leave, I just want to make sure before we stop talking about One Battle Another, we talk about what does this mean in the context of PTA, because that's kind of the only reason anyone even gives a fuck about this movie. Like,
it's retrograde, it's a regression, and it doesn't bode well for him.
Where does it fit in the sequence? Because I feel like in favor of PTA's talent and understands it vibe, we got Magnolia, we got Phantom Thread. According to John, we've got Licorice Pizza.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying.
John's Licorice Pizza. I see.
Licorice Pizza is the but
Sure.
We know that he's got something. But is this like what? Is this like a poor return to There Will Be Blood? What does it mean? Are we optimistic for the next PTA?
No,
or is
I
it
don't know.
fucking over?
I can't believe.
I think as long as he doesn't try to make like another big film in terms of like how it
DiCaprio.
well, yeah, that's part.
You
of it.
mean
It's
big
the
film like what
underlying-
Deleuze writes on cinema, right?
Exactly.
Big film and
is
small film, right?
this
This is a
where you're
Spielberg film.
referencing?
If Spielberg was younger.
Yeah.
And more contemporary.
Spielberg makes big films in terms of like, it's meant for everyone to watch it and feel something or something like that. I feel like he and its messaging is supposed to be on like a large scale and be on some kind of larger political stage or something like that. And I think PTA is at his best when he's making,
Shit about himself. Shit about himself.
Yeah.
Fuck all this bullshit. Bullshit. Stop this one for them. Just talk about yourself, bro. Come on.
Yeah, Phantom Thread. I mean, Phantom Thread is obviously 1,000% about himself and is like probably his best movie. And like, I don't know. I mean, like even when it's like a little more removed from being like somewhat autobiographical, when it's like The Master or something, it's like that movie is so zoomed in on such a specific thing and such a specific person and situation that it's like where the political implications lie, or like the big picture quote unquote implications lie, is like kind of down the road. And because of that, it's like he doesn't have to have some grand take to have what he is doing lie inside that and provide useful insights into that view or something like that. Because I don't know, I feel like it is really disappointing to have him do a film that's meant for that scale and have it be so hollow, because it seems like when he's at this intimate level, it is incisive, and it's like, I feel like it just kind of reveals something about his overall worldview that is just, I don't know, a little disappointing. So I don't think it's the end. I think as long as he, doesn't fucking get $120 million, however much this thing costs to make a movie again, then as long as he stays around the $50 million range, then things will be okay.
I can't believe this film had 0 set pieces.
0 set pieces? Yeah.
There's 0. The first time I watched it, I
No
couldn't believe
set
it.
pieces.
And I asked PTA, I said, why not include a set piece?
Yeah, where are the set pieces? This movie was great, but there just weren't any set pieces.
And then I watched it again and I realized that
Actually might have been one.
I'm referencing when Tarantino's like, I was watching There Will Be Blood and I was just amazed that there were 0 set pieces.
Oh,
What the fuck does that even mean?
yeah, I don't even know what that really
That's
means.
all he has to say about PTA.
Dude, Tarantino is a fucking... Fuck Tarantino.
Tarantino fucking sucks. Just say
Yeah,
it.
big
This
time.
guy
Yeah, I don't know
fucking
if
Where's
has that been out?
Tarantino's
Obviously,
film
fucking
this year?
Blows.
We should be on the record as a
you
pod
saying?
being anti-Tarantino.
I think we are sufficiently. Also, have you seen there's photos of him in his bunker right now, looking really sad and fat and like a fucking loser who's never made a good movie ever.
That's
Damn.
good. He might now be the best
So
movies ever
can
made.
we?
Yeah, he lives in Israel.
In his Israeli bunkie.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Bunky.
We need to
Bunk.
move on. We need to move on to the next
Yeah.
movie. We got 9
Yeah.
more.
Okay,
movies.
one thought.
This is crazy.
One thought, yeah.
How much
Well,
time
I
we
think
just spent.
this is going to get more
It's setting
talk
the
than most.
stage, though.
I think there's an interesting way in which one battle after another is kind of putting its weight into both the spectacle and the sort of ideas, man. And it kind of needs to land on both ends to like end up not feeling hollow, and it kind of falls flat on the ideas, I figure. There's another movie called Bugonia that is the most hollow, nothing movie I have seen in so long. It's crazy. It was so nothing. It looked cool, and that's the best I can say. The performances were good and fair,
Yeah.
but like it didn't do. It tried to do everything, and I feel like it tried to do everything and tried to do nothing and failed at everything. And it was just the most nothing. Who fucking cares movie of all time? I'm
Wait.
so. I don't know why I'm sad about it. But
May I be
of service.
Yes.
an
Fuck
asshole
Yorgos
and
Lanthimos.
just read my just straight up what I wrote about it
Yeah.
when I watched it.
Yes, but I'll say I've read it and I've got beef with it.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'll read it.
But
and
I
have
think the
beef
well,
with me.
hold on. The central thrust is fair.
Okay, this is
By the
what I
way,
wrote.
this is the real quick. This is the
Okay.
photo.
Oh my god, this
That was
picture is
AI.
fucking crazy, dude. What the fuck?
I don't know if it's real, but it's funny.
Yeah, we'll
this
put
is
that on the YouTube channel if anyone wants to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Begonia. Style and atmosphere. Holy fuck! I can't. I've had one tall boy.
Style and
half of
atmosphere.
another. Okay, style and
Enough said.
atmosphere carry on, progressing faster than ever, but the standard for what's considered incisive has degraded, and what's relevant has become entirely cyclical. Incredible images, great dialogue, performances, pacing, scenes. It's all there, and I enjoyed watching it. But what's the point of it all if it's in service of a truly cheap and vacuous punchline? It's still nice to go to the theater and see these actors do their work. Something of value is going on here, but we've become too obsessed with the form. These performances are amazing, photographed so beautifully, and they have so much life and substance, but they are in service of something banal and uninteresting. There you go.
Yet you still gave it 3 stars.
Hold on, you didn't finish.
No, you want me to? Okay, I'll probably watch this again, but it falls into a continual list of recent films that squander their potential to really reach for something.
And finally, we have turned John away from being a certified lover. He is officially a hater, and we love him for that.
My problem is he's still a lover. This
This is
review
hate. No,
is
this is a shift towards hate from John.
Yeah, don't-
John
this
is
is a minor
shifting towards
review,
hatred.
don't-
You need
listen.
to read John in this review, not
the
read the
audience
review
at
in John.
home. The audience at home should listen to this review. Hey, audience, make a prediction. What do you think John ranked this movie out of 5?
Oh, this
Okay,
is-
I'll give you a few seconds. Okay, gave it a 3 out of 5. Second, I feel like this is only a few sentences away from being this movie. Listen, it's really good because a lot of people worked really hard on it.
No.
This movie sucks and is towards nothing, about nothing, accomplishes nothing. I agree with you. Good images and performances, but the rest I disagree.
Yeah,
I feel like you're
wait,
being
that's-
too nice.
wait, that's all I said.
I don't think you
Good
even
images and-
disagree with anything in here.
Yeah. You just literally.
I
just
disagree
said
with the
those are two
tone.
things
I
said.
disagree with the tone.
You don't like
Great
You
dialogue,
thought the tone
pacing,
sucked, or-
scenes. It's all there, and I enjoyed watching it. I disagree with that.
Yeah, but read the next. Oh my god.
So you
Okay.
disagree with
Wait,
the I
here's-
enjoyed
no,
watching
John,
it.
I feel like John is saying that the movie has all these like really good ingredients, but it fails to sort of
Okay,
capitalize.
hold on.
And it fails to have a
Well,
point.
wait, but
worth
that's
caring
kinda-
about.
that's kinda
I think
true.
it fails at every
Hands
level.
up.
No. Wait, you didn't say that. You
Pause.
didn't say that just a moment ago. Go
I
on.
said that.
Okay,
No, you
this is no. Okay, listen. If I may. Okay, the review aside,
I love your review.
my actual the main point that I think is the most important is the aspect of being obsessed with the form. And that's like what I'm saying is quite good about the movie. The form is really good. It's like too good. And you know, there's all these craft things going on and points of interest, but the point is that like the underlying, you know, what's being said and why and all this stuff just doesn't add up to anything interesting or worthwhile. And that's the main point, is what I'm saying, is that the formal aspect. So it's like when you say, oh, I agree with you about the images and the acting and all this stuff, it's like, yeah, I think we're agreeing about, we like the formal aspects. And I mean, like, including performances in that to some degree. I mean, I feel like performances start writing the line between,
Yeah, sure.
some kind of, there's some kind of like spiritual value or significance to like performance in itself or something like that. But it's like, it's not being utilized towards like an end goal that's worthwhile.
Okay, the problem here
Before
is
you
I
read your
set up
review,
this
before you
big
read your review,
conflict.
before you read your review, Troy, before you read your review out loud, Troy, you, during this discussion, said that there were things that were kind of nice about it. But then as I read your review, you are less charitable than earlier in our discussion just now.
Listen, okay, hold on. First, I set up a strong bit where it's me versus John, okay? But let's dispel with that and let's be friends again. We're all on the same page.
All right.
Second, I agreed with good images and performances, but I would not agree with dialogue, pacing, scenes, etc. Now let me read my review, and this will give a better sense. Not fun, but that's okay because at least it's beautiful. Oh wait, it wasn't. But that's okay because at least it was interesting. Oh wait, it wasn't. But that's okay because at least it was engaging. Oh wait, it wasn't. But that's okay because at least it was important. Oh wait, it wasn't. What a waste. Okay, this is my real feeling. Thank you. I support the images. I support some formal elements are like, I love the chapter titles with the flat earth, and it looks great, and like there's some cool vibe stuff, and whatever. But it's like it literally did nothing. It's a kidnapping. It's a hostage, it's psychological warfare, it's political, it's whatever. You have every opportunity to capitalize on this and at a minimum make it exciting or explore all these things. The psychic warfare between hostage and hostage taker, virtually unexplored. Like the visceral feeling being kidnapped, all the violence and the physicality of it, almost unexplored. It's so laying heavy into this like spacey, deep third person, like just watch, right? The audience is always just going to watch all these people. We're generally more privy to the point of view of whatever the guy. Like, it's, I don't know, the closest thing you get to tension, the best part is when he electrocutes her. That's awesome and crazy, and it's basically evil feeling, but at least it's really exciting and nerve-wracking.
You don't like him killing his mom?
When he kills his mom, that's cool too. Listen, it does pick up. At the end, it starts to really pick up, and that's a fun thing. And also, when the cop comes over, I felt like it kind of plays into the tension, but honestly, not really. I feel like that's actually...
Dude,
perfect
I hated seeing Stavros.
Dude, Stavros, fuck Stavros. He's the least deserving person from Cumtown to ever have anything. But
true.
Hold on, the cop thing is a great
true, but
example.
I didn't hate it. I didn't hate seeing him.
I just couldn't remove him from. I hated that his role existed. I was mad. I was mad about the idea of him auditioning and getting this role, and everyone talking about Cumtown. Like, you imagine the back room, they're hanging out and chatting about. I'm just getting pissed. I'm just getting pissed about the whole thing. The making of this movie made me mad.
In the movie, but fuck Stavros. I think the cop thing is a great little microcosm for the movie, where it's like you have all these elements coming together, and you could think, okay, I'm the movie. Am I going to push on the tension of almost getting caught? Am I going to push on the relationships? Am I going to push on Oh, you know what I'll do? I'll push on nothing. Nothing. Yeah. It will just feel like nothing the whole time. You won't be nervous. You won't be excited. It won't be funny. It won't be sad. It won't be anything for you.
Well, not to mention, again, the ending just kind of rug pulls the whole movie.
Yeah.
It's like,
you know it's coming. It's coming,
but it's still a giant middle finger to the audience.
No.
What does it matter that she's an alien? What does it matter at all? Like, it's other than being obviously just a logistics, retrospective. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't do anything.
Well, I think
it's coming the whole time.
Can I argue for it?
He embarrasses himself.
Can I steel man it a tiny bit? I mean, I do think that what it does, and you might still not like it, because I don't think it's doing it well, but he is obviously trying to say that being an alien and being an oligarch, like the schizo, there's a truth deep down in that schizo mind, right? And so he is just trying to make a general obvious. And so that leads me to my review, which is politically and emotionally dull. Yorgos can only make things that have already been said and thought by the entire culture. He doesn't capture what's underneath that imagination.
Deja vu.
He tries to, or he thinks he does, but he doesn't get at the heart. He doesn't speak for the culture. He's just a cultural echo, which is exactly what, I was trying to say, / what John was mentioning about One Battle After Another. And it's a huge issue with Bugonia, and Bugonia is a nothing burger. I do think it was tight looking and neat, right? It looked kind of good.
Yeah.
And there were some scenes where I was like kind of invested, but I think after. So first off, I hate Yorgos Lanthimos. I fucking hate him. He's the worst fucking director ever. He's only made dog shit. I hate everything. You fucking show me The Lobster. You tell me it's good. You fucking idiot. It's fine. It's like barely
the
fine.
Lobster is...
It's fucking barely fine. You show me any of his other movies, they're just evil. They're just evil. He's bad. He doesn't care. He's a cynic. He hates humanity. Even if he thinks he's poking fun at something here, he thinks he's not a cynic. We all know he's deep down a misanthropist, like annoying person, And what makes me really mad is an extreme envy I have, because I wish I was him courting the attention and love of actors and actresses and having like a cool cast of people that he's consistently working with, And he's probably having an awesome time making his projects with it, with Emma Stone and whoever else he gets involved, because she's like 3 movies in a row with her. Yeah, thank you. And and that's cool, and I'm really envious of that, but he doesn't deserve that level of community and love. This guy needs to return to the fucking drawing board. He is fucked. His brain is fucked. He's annoying, and it makes me hate the people he works with, because I think that they think he's not fucked. When I think if I was in a room with Yorgos, I could schmooze him, but I would hate him. Like, I would hate this guy.
Yeah, I feel like killing of a sacred deer is like basically every film is that one, which is probably one of the most fucking just completely. Yeah, I mean, that is easily one of the most like misanthropic films I've ever seen, in like also the least interesting way possible. Like, it's like, I don't know.
It's so uninteresting. It's crazy.
Maybe the saddest thing is it's his best film.
I don't know if it is, but I don't know if anyone says that. But either way, I take the point.
Obviously, like The Favorite and stuff like that, way more fun or whatever. But Killing of a Sacred Deer is pure evil.
It's pure evil.
Enough said. Can we?
It's the only movie he's made.
Next film.
Yeah.
Can we maybe transition, or maybe we want to save this for like closer to the end of the pod once we've really surveyed everything. But there is just this repetitive issue of like being obsessed. We've already mentioned a ton of times, but being obsessed with the form, being obsessed with like the visual and visual metaphor, and, as opposed to storytelling, right? It's like this whole like new cinema thing. Everyone needs to have some crazy like schizo gesturing towards the spiritual image that is replacing like actual story.
Let's take this opportunity to mention a film that needs to be only talked about for about 5 seconds. Maybe one other person responds to this, and then we can move on. Which is maybe really
a rude awakening.
Maybe truly the most vacuous film of all of these, because I think that the hollowness of Bugonia is at least like. At least it kind of looks cool, and all these things. But and like what makes us so angry is I think, potentially
just the story and idea.
Yeah.
The story
but it's
and
also
idea.
Yeah. But part of what makes us so angry is that it does look kind of cool and it has all these actors, and you're saying like you feel like so pissed that he gets that. It's like that's feeding into our anger about it. But if truly the most nothing burger film made in the last 30 years is fucking Train Dreams, dude. That's oh my god, dude.
No, Train Dreams sucked fucking nuts. It was
so bad. So unbelievably just.
I had to put that in the second monitor, bro. It was not worth watching.
I almost started skipping through it. I had to resist so hard. Yeah, I can't. Whatever.
Yeah. No, I have something to say, but does anybody have a bigger take? Mine's short.
Troy likes it.
I have a take.
Well, it was like it was
say that about me.
It was a Netflix one, right?
I think that's
Netflix
right.
one.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Isn't it sort of like a spiritual fall? And now I didn't watch. Maybe this is entirely wrong, and I'm just gonna lay that out there. But it felt like obviously kind of a spiritual follow up to the Ballad of Buster Scruggs thing, where you're doing like a quaint picture of like, Western America, like following some,
Did you see Ballad of Buster Scruggs?
Yeah.
I just said that I did not watch it.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were
this is a
sorry.
crazy.
No.
comparison.
Okay,
It's-
so then I'm just wrong, and whatever, just move on.
Okay, listen. Obviously, I'm the only person here who got it. So let me just explain Train Dreams. This movie sucks. Okay.
All right.
This movie sucks, and
Okay.
it commits
All right.
some of the most corny ass shit ever. That it's close. Listen, let's say what's good about this movie. What's good about this movie is it's not Bugonia. First off, this movie is way less hollow than Bugonia. Bugonia is literally nothing. It's a wisp of smoke that smells like 2016. Train Dreams is simple, and it thinks that it's simple in some grand, beautiful, awe-inspiring way. It's not. Okay? But
And it's not simple. Can I interject?
I think it's kind of simple and nice.
No,
and you have real
no.
people.
And
I
can I
believe in
explain?
the characters.
I think I know why. One of the biggest problems with this movie, it's not actually a story issue. I mean, the story's whatever. Like, there's issues. It's not the best story. We're not going to, this doesn't save it. But the story's serviceable. It is not simple. From the first couple minutes, I told Brody this, when I saw the POV shot of the tree falling down, when it cut to a tree POV of lumber, like, of timber, I knew that the director fucking just wanted to make a goddamn movie, and there was no fucking reason to anything. And when you say simple, you can't have simple with fucking flashbacks, really fucking crazy flashback, perfectly looking.
The flashbacks are not crazy. The flashbacks
no,
are the problem.
no,
The flashbacks are the
no,
corniest, most trite things in the world.
No, but I'm saying formally they're not simple in the sense that it is too much crap. Imagine if
No, it's a strong choice, right?
Yeah, it's a strong choice,
yeah.
and it draws attention, and it has a lot of like force to it, and compels a certain way of storytelling. And there's a lot of these choices and cuts to different settings and locations and POVs, because it's not just once the timber thing. They do it a couple times, and like switching from his perspective to like to a wide shot of nature. All of the choices involved made it just feel like this cluttered mess of shots. And it was odd because the reason I'm talking about the form so much is because I had just watched many of the Oscar films, and I think a lot of them look bad for different reasons, or the aesthetics don't match, and we'll get to that. This film seems like its aesthetic might match, but its biggest issue is this, that it's not the visual image look bad. It's the director, the creator, whatever. They don't fucking care about this movie. This movie is they just wanted to make a movie. They wanted to use formal things that just kind of like, spawned out of their head. They weren't working through constraints, and they weren't working through a guiding principle at all. They got a book, they got an adapted screenplay, and they were like, fuck yeah, I can't wait to just make a fucking movie today. And they fucking made a movie, and it was fine. It was the most fine piece of shit, whatever,
You can imagine so easily, just like, because I was reading about like how it was shot and stuff, and they don't, they use like almost zero lighting or lighting modification, and like, if that's like your only rule about like the aesthetic or whatever, you can just like imagine like the director and the cinematographer like going through the next day, like walking around being like, oh, what if we did a frame like this? And then they're like, oh yeah, that's cool, that looks really nice. And then just that's what they shoot. And it's like it's just entirely just like, oh, what would look cool right now in this 10 minutes of the day, there's like no,
what would look meaningful.
What
would look ponderous, beautiful, what would look like good cinematography.
It really is. It's the most boring, it's the most boring, like, beautiful cinematography possible. It's like the most like ugly in service of nothing,
hollow,
completely hollow. But obviously, if you pause at any point, you're like, this is a great composition, this is perfect lighting, this is a beautiful setting, which all honestly works heavily against its own themes, which
So
yeah.
That is the whole thing. It is the biggest problem is there's a huge mismatch between the form of the movie and what it thinks it is and what it's trying to be.
Yeah.
To your
Well,
point, Stephen, it is not a simple movie, but it's just it's also not complicated because it's just trites on trites on trites. And anyway, I just want to quickly say the one moment where he has his sniper and he hunting and he's without his wife and it's like literally the same fucking shot as when he was with his wife earlier. And it brings to mind that thing, and you're like, "Oh yeah, I miss her, sure." And then it does this like insane, over-the-top flashback to when he was back with her.
Yeah.
Because like he wasn't sure that you were gonna get it.
Yeah.
Zero faith in the viewer. That for me. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that is so aggravating. It's such a fucking middle finger.
But that's the whole movie. It's like, ugh.
I can't believe this movie got nominated over Eddington. To be honest,
true.
Eddington.
Yeah.
Is Eddington 2025?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to look it up to be sure.
Eddington not being on the list truly is because it's a film that's like almost passes the bar of what we were talking about like being incisive about anything. It's something that actually approaches that, which is like, I think I actually have respect for Ari Aster being like actually seeming like he is trying to grope for something and not being so set and sure of exactly what is the right thing and how to say it or something like that,
I want to do a little one for you, one for me kind of thing. Basically, let's get away from all of the big talk and let's talk about something easy. Race car Kino.
Yeah.
Race car Kino.
Right, race car Kino. Not a whole lot to say about F1. What do you guys think of F1?
Race car Kino. F1 thought it was going to be Maverick 2.
Yeah.
But the story is way worse. No one fucking cares. And God help me, when are they going to make a movie about a sport that actually appreciates the sport? It's actually crazy to me. You've got Ford versus Ferrari, you have all these racing movies, but like think of all the sports movies. Think about making a movie so focused on a sport and thinking that what's actually interesting here, ping pong perhaps, what's actually interesting here is, the story around the sport, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, when is someone going to wake up and think, you know what, racing's been around for as long as humans could run around. Maybe there's something actually really interesting about racing such that we should actually think about racing or football or basketball.
Yeah,
or
almost in like
this minor character drama that surrounds the event is going to be way more interesting than the thing that's been around for a fucking 100 years.
Yeah, you want how Infinite Jest like treats tennis, right? But
yeah,
like
Infinite
in a
Jest
movie
really
about
appreciates tennis.
Yeah.
So I have some.
When is Trier going to make a movie about a sport?
True. Yeah.
With respect to F1, I mean, Steven and I were talking about it maybe a few weeks ago, but like a surface level point is it's really funny how all racing movies have the same exact plot, right? Where you have the hot shot who needs to buddy up with the more cool-tempered science guy, right? And then their styles clash. And then in the background, you have like the evil, corporate overlord that secretly wants them to fail, even though they're technically on the same team. And at the end of the day, the corporate overlord gets fucked over when the hot shot and the science nerd can put aside their differences, right? Ford versus Ferrari had this same exact plot. Okay, they were trying to build the fucking car or whatever for the race. All right, and then you had the gay corporate guy.
Even Moneyball is kind of like this.
Right. And, like all sports movies are like this, but they, and so like that is just kind of funny to me how it's like
Titans.
It's not even Troy, to your point, where it's like all these sports movies are not even about the sport really. Like they can't even make it about the thing which they're examining. But in addition to that, it's like they all just feel like reruns,
Yeah.
Which is funny. The other thing that was funny about F1 was just how Apple it looked. Like
Yeah.
Yes.
you were watching some like an Apple commercial. You were watching like a let's
It was
just
shot in an Apple store
it was shot in an
by
Apple store.
Apple geniuses.
And
I kind of liked it. I like that aspect.
like like as an extension of that, a lot of the scenes were like funnily like very corny, you know, like in the diner where
Yeah.
he asks the waitress like, a friend wants me to do something for him, but I don't know if I want to do it. And then she's like, is it about the money? And he says no. And she goes, then what is it about? And she just turns around and walks away, and he like sort of pensively looks down at the pie or whatever the fuck. It's just like, bro. But whatever. It was fun. It was fun to watch.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that this was Brad Pitt's last movie as a hot guy.
So real, dude.
No.
Dude,
I think
feel like-
he'll never. I think he'll never stop.
No, I don't. I think he'll never stop
dude,
being hot guy.
Pump him up
But I
till he's
want him
dead.
to. I want him to. That's the end.
Yeah, yeah.
Two-thirds through the movie, when it gets to kind of like all of the, probably the 45 minutes of the 2 hours and 45 minutes that could have been cut from the film, when he's like talking, just like all the talking and building up the emotional whatever before the last race. Like he looks so weird
Yeah,
the
100%.
entire time. Like
Yeah.
the whole time, like I was just thinking the whole time, all I could, because there's nothing to think about with actually listening to the dialogue or anything that's you're supposed to care about. So it's like what I was thinking about instead was just
His
how
lips. How fucked his lips are.
how fucking weird he looks, and how much better it would be and how much more this dumbass story that sucks anyways would work if he just actually looked old. If he actually just looked the age that he does,
Yeah, yeah.
and I don't know. I feel like it did make me think about like how, like, as much as, I hate Tarantino as the next person, like, it did make me think that like his character in like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, just that is the perfect character for who Brad Pitt is, and the Brad Pitt that he brings to every, movie that he's on. Like, it just makes so much sense. And I feel like it made sense in this movie until he was supposed to have some kind of like story going on that like just there was no story. And so, but then, there's movies where there is no story, but like an actor is bringing more to it. So there's something special still going on. And it's like, it was just like, I'm just watching fucking Brad Pitt and his weird face that doesn't look quite right. Just like kind of stand there as this woman talks at him, like, I don't know. It was fucked.
I actually thought they were using like anti-aging AI tech, and it was bad at the very end. Not the whole
the
movie. but,
flashbacks were pretty funny when it like cuts to him being young and he just has
true.
that
Those are
fucking
pretty
dog
funny.
shit wig on.
Yeah, but the
funny.
balcony talk, right? The balcony dialogue or monologue, I guess, where he's like explaining like I guess just his backstory and why he does it right before the last race.
Yeah, why he does it.
I
I don't
couldn't
even remember why he does it. I watched it yesterday.
I fucking couldn't pay attention. His lips are fucked. If you watch that scene, it is unbelievably impossible to not notice how fucked his face is from this one profile shot, like his profile view, that I was laughing and going insane, wondering and questioning, like, have they been using like reverse aging AI on his face this whole movie? What am I fucking...
It's an
What do I
interesting
fucking
comparison
know?
to Tiana Taylor in One Battle After Another. As Tiana Taylor, Brad Pitt, and because of the type of movie this is, can occupy a space of just being Brad Pitt and just looking fucked, whereas Tiana Taylor,
Oh, true. Well, yeah, and for 2/3 of the film, he was still just classic Brad Pitt looking fine. He's
Sure,
doing
yeah,
his
yeah,
thing,
yeah.
and he has the helmet on so often it doesn't fucking matter, And if you get like if you have a longer shot away from him, not even super long shot, but like if you have him at the table, saying like, "Yep, I lost everything" or whatever, "Yep," like that distance, you can't really pin all of the fucked upness of his face. He kind of just looks like Brad Pitt, so all of those shots were still tracking for me. I didn't even think about it. But then I did have, this is the obvious comparison that we should all bring up, is the Val Kilmer effect. Is he going to actually just be so bogged in 5 years to 10 years where he looks obscenely bad, like crazy bad? Will it get to that level, you know?
No.
No, I don't think so. I feel like he's got. I would be surprised if he did, honestly.
Dude, because
Like,
Val Kilmer
we'll see.
got looking real bad. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
Someone's
I don't know.
behind
Maybe
the
I don't
scenes convincing all these people to do it. So
know. Yeah. It's one guy actually.
It's Yorgos.
well be.
I think Yorgos convinced Emma Stone to
Oh,
bog herself.
100%. It seems too. He's like Bugonia. I'm
Like,
making
she probably got the surgeries and then sent a picture to him and said, haha, funny, right? And he laughed. And I'm like, and me, who's also part of the text chain, said, this isn't funny, this is serious.
Serious, Emma.
you wanted me to look like a bug, right? Did I do good?
Like a bug.
All right, so should we do
F1?
next movie? Is there more takes about this? I just want to say I like the Apple
real
aesthetic.
quickly,
I liked it. I thought that was like kind of perfect for what it was. Now, should it win Best Picture? Obviously not.
No, I
But it was-
overall
but it was
enjoyed
overall an
watching the
okay
movie
film.
Yeah, I overall
cozy.
enjoyed watching the movie and thought it was like cool. Like I thought like the racing sequences were exciting and fun and like, you know, just like kind of novel in the way they were shot and stuff. And I don't know. I liked the overall like kind of F1 vibe with like the insanely high tech shit, you know, and all the screen
kinda cool.
readouts and UI was like, I don't know, it was fun.
Yeah.
But
F1 was a better movie than Bugonia.
Dude, F1,
Yeah, probably, yeah.
not to do too many spoilers, but it might be like my third favorite movie of these.
Yeah, I believe that.
Whoa.
It's not that insane. It's not that insane.
Yeah.
no, I don't even think that's crazy.
It's definitely. I think it's top 5 for me.
Yo, are we gonna do a
I'm-
ranking at the end?
I hope so.
Yeah,
We'll work
I
on it.
hope so.
We'll work-
Well, but what I'm trying to
Rankings
do,
would be like an Oscar list.
I'm trying to
Yeah, we'll make a
meander.
list.
I'm trying to meander to like our list here to the heavy hitters towards the end, right? So I think a next good one to talk about would be Frankenstein. You know, so you would just crush through Frankenstein.
Wait, what else is on our? Hold on. What else?
I've got
is
a
on the
list.
list? I gotta
We
remember.
haven't talked
Frankenstein,
about.
Marty Supreme.
We haven't talked about Secret Agent, Marty
Sentimental.
Supreme, Hamnet, Frankenstein, Sinners, and
wait.
Sentimental Value.
So, John, have you seen Secret Agent?
Yeah, I watched all of them.
I want to talk about Secret Agent with you,
Okay.
and I guess Jacob, who also watched it on fucking 20 billion times speed. Brady, did you see it?
I am interested in your thoughts, both of you.
I'm the only one who
Okay.
didn't see Secret.
Let's hammer out Secret Agent real quick.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll have that many takes.
Sure.
It's just I thought it was extremely vibe maxing hard, and it was pretty cool. Like I was
True.
pretty
Yeah.
on board.
I agree. It was cool.
And I was so down with a lot of it. And then, you know, like halfway through, it started doing all these like breaking the medium thing with like, you know, the leg doing the thing, you know, jumping, killing
Yeah.
people and stuff. And I was just thinking like, I can make a reading out of this to make it coherent, but ultimately I've just lost all care for everything. I don't care
No,
about I don't care about him. I don't care about this retroactive uncovering of history. And it's sad because all of these elements could be so good, but it's like it couldn't help itself. It couldn't just rein it in and make a goddamn good, incisive, cool thing, you know?
Yeah, I do feel like overall, in general, like the kind of style and feeling of the film was like one of the best. Like, you know, it really felt like coherent and clear. You know, like the casting, you know, everyone looks like actually like real people.
Yeah.
Like, you know, everyone was good. I never was like thinking about actors or decisions,
Yeah,
you know, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, no, I agree. Where it's like when the leg comes in, I was like, am I getting like filtered here by this movie, or am I just like, am I truly not? Because then I was thinking about it afterwards, and the leg's honestly a great example where it's like, I don't have anything against doing something as insane as that in a movie
Sure.
at all.
Right.
If anything, I think that could be really cool. But yeah, I was left just feeling like the film obviously is a lot of, you know, they wanted to do something that was kind of, I don't know, it makes me think of like No Country, and how like No Country does the same thing of like, you know, killing the main character off camera and all this stuff and making all these big points and, you know, like afterwards and whatnot. And I feel like it's like there's no. I mean, I remember first watching like No Country and feeling like, damn, I don't even know what to do with that. But something is going on here that's insane. Like the very first time I watched it when I was like probably like 17 or something like that, and like I did not feel that way about this movie at all. And like I literally I went and like read a bunch of stuff about what people were saying about it, just looking for somebody to like give some kind of like take that I found. Like, was I just having the wrong?
It was the only movie I watched where I went to see YouTube videos and like movie explained stuff. And,
yeah, literally.
It was the only one I cared to watch stuff about.
In a bad way though, right?
Yes, and 100% in a bad way.
Yeah, not like you.
Not like Lynch, where it's like there's more to mine out.
I want more to dig out of it because I'm hungry for it because I'm excited about this movie. It's like no, I literally was like, I feel like there's something going on, like, but I feel like the movie's like trying to. I'm not trying to, but I felt like dumb at the same time as being like I still feel like I should have been inspired in some way, but I don't know, I was confused.
Jacob, do you have something to say? Otherwise, I want to say something. It's up to you. Go for it.
I just want to say that I was like heavily bought in the beginning because I agree it was like super vibe maxed, right? Like you got Brasilia in the 70s, right? I mean, what can be better than that? Everyone's smoking, everyone's listening to music. All right,
so cozy, so
you know, and you're just like, sign me up, right? Yeah. Now, of course, it was a little bit not meandering, I guess, but you guys bring up the leg scene as being the moment where, you know, you just kind of, you lost connection with the film. And it took me out of it for a brief second, if you know what I mean, because I was watching it on 3x speed. And I was honestly, just totally confused near the end where basically the last time you see Marcello, right, he's escaping his assassination attempt and everything. And then you just see a newspaper clipping of him dead. And now we're fully in the present and we interview his son. Yeah. Right. Yeah, but it's like, okay. And then the movie just ends and you're like, okay. Yeah. So what was this? What are we doing?
I think, I'm sure that the creators, I don't know if the director wrote this or not, but the writer, the person who spawned the idea. Do you have an answer for me? Did he?
Yeah, he did. He did write it.
He did. I'm sure that they've read Bolaño.
Dude, yeah, I had the exact same thought.
And there's a lot of, Bolaño's earlier oeuvre, the earlier part of it oeuvre, right?
Like the leg is so Bolaño.
It's so Bolaño. And the general idea, the whole setting, the idea of a secret agent with fascist, the German guy, the former Nazi with his scars. This is so Bolaño. I think it's so odd because when you're reading Bolaño, you treat every moment as deeply sincere, and you don't, even if there's a laugh to be had, or like an irony to be had. When you're reading it, you have like a deep level of like sincerity that it doesn't even function. I feel like there's got to be someone who develops this idea. I haven't, I don't really know how to think about it. I'm just thinking about it off the top right now. But like irony versus irony light. And I feel like there's something about an irony light in my mind being like kind of a good one or something. Like when there's irony in a Bolaño film or something, or a kind of humor, you're not laughing out loud and it doesn't disrupt the flow of things. It's kind of just granted as part of the reality. Whereas when you're watching a film, or the way this film treats it specifically, maybe it's not guaranteed to be filmic, but like you can't have an irony light. It feels like, because as soon as you've undermined it, it has so much like emotional gravity to it and like shifts my emotional place as a viewer, that it's difficult for me to like treat it the same way as literature and the way they integrate things like that, Yeah,
it's kind of like where I think, Lynch, treats it's kind of like most obvious in something like Lost Highway, where it's like everything you see, there's no distinction between what's the real world and what's the metaphorical world, right?
Yeah.
And I think that like in film, it's incredibly difficult to do something like The Leg and have it not just be like, this needs to just actually be real and taken as real.
Yeah.
And because ultimately, you know, you're like fully realizing something when you put it on film in a way that like in textual form, right? You're having the same experience as the people who are reading the newspaper, you know, when you're reading a Bugonia film, Bugonia book. And
totally.
Yeah. And I think that that's incredibly important that it is in language. And so it's like translating it to film, I don't know. It just it struggles.
It has to be dealt with differently. It has to be dealt with differently.
Because film is so it has a default point of view in a way that like literature doesn't. You know, because the point of view is not as fluid as it is in literature. You know, or something like this. And so, you know, whether something's considered real or not. So yeah, it is kind of, I mean, I don't know. I will say, as far as this movie goes, I'm sure that if we talked about it a whole ton and really kind of looked for things to talk about, like we did like a full pod just on this movie, I'm sure we would come up with some really interesting stuff. I'm sure I'd watch it again and be like, all right, yeah, this is a pretty cool film. Yeah. And I think I will say this does feel like an outlier to most of the other nominees, as being like, while maybe I don't feel super warm to this film as being some super great thing, I do feel like I'm glad this guy made this movie. This is an interesting movie. It didn't exactly strike me in a certain way, but this is not a part of the overall problem that a lot of these films are, like that a lot of these films have that we've been kind of slowly building, you know.
100%.
Yeah, any problems with it are self-contained. They are particular. They're specific to it / the director.
Dude, what
They're
the
not
fuck
a
is this
claim.
doing as an Oscar nomination? Like, this is like feels so just like outside of having anything.
Yeah, I don't
to do
know.
Probably
with,
just
like,
foreign, you know.
Yeah, that's
100%.
award.
Yeah.
They plug in the foreign
Latin.
plus LATAM.
Yeah, they pick up
Latin.
like a South American film, a European film, and is
Latinx
there a third one?
participation form.
No, a race.
I they didn't pick the
film.
Middle Eastern film that won the Palme d'Or.
Which one was it?
What was that?
Something about it was just an accident.
I think there's something I was going to say about this film, Secret Agent. I think it's also there's a lot of just clout behind the main actor, because is he on Narcos? I forget which one he's from.
Yeah.
But he just has like so much clout that like he demands other people to watch him. Kind of. He
Is
has
he the
that level
Narcos
of
guy?
aura at this point.
Not
He's our guy in Pablo.
Pablo, is he?
Yeah, he's Pablo.
No.
Yes.
Wait, what are we
What are you
talking about?
talking
Oh, in Pablo. Sorry, I thought you were talking about the Jackal. My bad.
No, yeah, Pablo as in the Jackal. The movie is called
No,
The
he's
Essayist.
not. No, he's not. He's not the Jackal, is he?
Yes, he is.
Jackal in well, now I
it's
just have to
called
double
Pablo.
check you.
I know it is.
Well, I kind of believe you, but I have to see. Carlos, not Pablo.
I'm looking at it right now. It's called
Starring-
Carlos. Yeah, it's him now.
Carlos. No, wait. What's the name of this actor?
Look, it stars
Wagner
Is it
Moura.
not him? No, it's
not him. Wagner Moura.
Wait, you're telling me this wasn't Pedro
God.
Pascal?
Whew, I just got
Dude, he did look so much like him when he shaved his beard and just the mustache. But then as soon as he lost the mustache, he looked nothing like him. It was kind of funny.
No, Troy just got epically mogged. He outed himself
I did.
complete fucking idiot
Oh, I
and
did.
racist, and
Yes,
no one even
yes.
cares.
Get fucked.
Everyone's trying to move on. All right,
because they love me so much.
should we switch films though?
Yeah, let's.
Shift
I'm
gears.
trying. Frankenstein. I think that's good. I'm trying to raise the heat, the level, the heat levels.
Yeah.
I want to lead. I want to lead the
place to go
charge on
to.
Frankenstein.
Go for it.
Please.
Okay, I came into Frankenstein
Frankenstein.
I came into franking Rick and Morty.
Fucking.
Okay, no, seriously. I came into Frankenstein really not wanting to like it. Like everything about it, from the sort of watching the trailer perspective, was repellent to me. Okay, 1, we've got gore, right? 2, we've got hella Netflix CGI bullshit. All right. 3, I don't know what number 3 is, but those 2 reasons repelled me from the film. Okay, and for that reason, I decided to watch it on 2x speed. However, I am pleased to inform you all that I ended up actually enjoying the film. Okay, and
You didn't switch it to 1x speed though. It wasn't that.
no.
Not that much.
Yeah, not that much.
Well,
We didn't have time. We didn't have time.
So the first half is dedicated to the backstory of Frankenstein and him grinding to try to accomplish his goal of, creating life, right? And then once we get Frankenstein's monster, the perspective of the film shifts, just like in the original story, to now we're in the shoes of Frankenstein's monsters. He's trying to figure out the world, and he's basically, he's innocent, right? And I found that very touching, and I thought that it was played very well, and I teared up a little bit, because he's just this innocent, sensitive young man,
Tearing up at 2x
right?
speed.
sensitive
To Franken, tearing up into extra.
Come on, guys. Come on.
Sorry.
he's this sensitive young chud, right? Grappling with the violence of the world, right? And I found it to be very touching. I think the gore was still just gratuitous. That Guillermo del Toro guy is a fucking freak. He should be not making movies. But I was very
Guillermo del Gulag.
That's right. And so I was very happy with it, actually. Now, if I can just be themes guy for one moment, it's funny how a lot of these films are basically just about dealing with grief, and I found it a little bit irritating. Right. I found it a little bit irritating early on because I watched like Sinners, Hamnet, Train Dreams, and Frankenstein all back to back, and then
a lot.
and then I watched Bugonia like a couple hours after that, and all of these movies are about dealing with grief. And it was a little bit grating. I was like, I'm just watching the same movie over and over and over and over. In terms of the themes, right? Which, that's just a sort of surface level observation that was a little bit of a barrier for me, but I got over it in the case of Frankenstein.
I fuck with Guillermo del Toro's overall thing, honestly. Like, I watched his Pinocchio, and I actually thought it was really good. I liked it a lot, actually. And I don't know, dude. I think my main question about Frankenstein is, why does it look the way it does? I watched the movie, and you say like, oh, the CGI thing. If you watch the behind the scenes, like, the amount that was practical is actually insane. But it's indistinguishable from something that could be CG. And I was just questioning, what the fuck is the point of building all this crap if it just, like, while I'm watching it, it aesthetically is identical to if they did it with CG? Because I truly don't believe it doesn't, if you can say, like, one of the main points of doing it for real is something like, like a Herzog, like Fitzcarraldo, like Burden of Dreams. Was it Burden of Dreams, right? Where they, like, the documentary about them making Fitzcarraldo, they actually pull the boat over the mountain or whatever. Yeah, it's like, if that's,
Flames, by the way. Flames.
Sorry, what?
Flames, by the way. Flames.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah, that, if that's kind of the point of doing something for real, you don't feel any of that. I don't know, whatever. That's just kind of that's a small point, but that just kind of pisses me off about the movie. But yeah, I agree. I do think that as far as, like, whatever literary adaptations go, I feel like it's It's good. It doesn't utilize the form enough to give me something more than I would get out of the book. You know, I want it to give me something different. But I don't know. I did enjoy Frankenstein. I liked it. I don't know. Whatever. Steven has some interesting thoughts about things with like the form and execution and all these things.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how well I could argue for my position, but basically just it wasn't that bad. I did not hate it. Didn't really like it that much. And I just felt like it looked fucking stupid. I felt like it looked like a fucking stupid Disney Netflix fucking stupid movie.
Yeah, that's true.
Made by a stupid grown man that couldn't wait to show you gore in the middle of his Disney looking fucking stupid shit.
Yeah.
And
Very true.
this kind of contrasting thing was just irritating to me, and it just made me feel like it was pure La La Land fantasy, not like the film La La Land, but pure like fantasy. Like, now, I don't mean that I want it to be some crazy gritty thing or anything like that. I don't know what the fuck I want from Frankenstein, the whatever filmic adaptation it's going to be. But it was hard for me to get super invested in this movie after the first third or so, when I would see the lighting and the grading in the like the lab rooms and stuff. And I was just like, man, what the fuck am I, what am I watching? This is Netflix. This is like a TV movie. I just had all these weird sensations, these intuitions of it just not, it didn't feel right or serious or big or important. Like, it just felt, it somehow it just seemed like wistful and la 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 la.
It's like Wizard of Oz.
Yeah,
Or
like kind of Wizard
or
of Oz.
Wicked.
Wicked, yeah, Wicked is a good one. It just felt too wistful, and I was like, I just don't even know what the fuck the point of this bullshit is if we're making a wistful version of this kind of story. And I was just getting really depressed that, like, we couldn't make, like, I want Frankenstein that is not body horror, is not horror, is serious, is not wistful, and, yeah, just takes itself super seriously. And just doesn't have to ride a ton of different lines. Just give me the Frankenstein story, the same story, but don't have any wistful element. It doesn't have to be like weird, gritty realism or anything bullshit like that. If you just got rid of the wistfulness, I think I would just be invested a lot more in the violence in the world, in the thing at hand. I don't know. Instead, I feel like I'm reading like a fairy tale, and I don't know. Maybe it's just not for me.
I agree with that. I feel like the second half definitely toned down a lot of those aspects. Like that, and that's where like it became a lot more emotionally impactful, at least for me.
Yeah, I agree that it tones it down. I think that there was something I mentioned to John, but I forget what I said. But it was something about, I had some kind of gripe with the wolves. I don't really remember. Do you remember at all what I said?
I think it was basically that, right? The point being made is something that Jacob brought up about like kind of him going into the world as basically like a child or something like this, and encountering, the violence of nature, and then like, comparing this to like the violence of man and all this stuff. And like you were taking issue with the fact that it's like the way that the violence was aestheticized was not, you didn't feel as a person put in his position.
Yeah, this is right. Yeah,
you get put in. You get put into like a third person position of observing his encounter inside, with a screen over it, of this kind of fantastical screen over it, and it becomes like entirely allegorical. When it's like, I think honestly, I think the main issue with that is kind of what I was saying before about like adaptations, like filmic adaptations. It's like, I think you really want to utilize the medium, what it's best at, which is making something truly visceral, and that where it's like, and it's why, Hanukkah takes so much issue with violence and makes such a point out of it with his films and all this stuff, and criticizes other films, because like violence is film is incredibly good at depicting violence, and because of that, it kind of comes with a certain level of like
Responsibility.
and there's a whatever. I mean, I'm more broad-minded as far as how violence gets used and stuff, even though I generally agree with sort of something in the direction of Hanukkah. But the point being that, like, you could have a fantastical film, have things be heightened. I like all of this. That's good and fine. But it's like, if the point that you want to make is something about this encountering violence, the violence of nature for the first time or something like that, it's like, you're in the right medium to make the viewer really feel that. And and he kind of just, instead he's more interested in the world he's building as opposed to just actually.
And we're just a watcher.
Causing
we aren't the movie. We are a watcher of a tale unfold. It doesn't feel like, as a consequence of what you're saying, like the only way that violence works is from this distant, reflective, non-immersed viewership of like, oh no. And so you might still get my issue is like, you might get teary-eyed, and this isn't at Jacob, this is kind of just that, like, if the violence of the wolves works or something, like if you actually see that as like an intense, like earth-shattering level of violence or something, it really matters because you're in his shoes or something. I feel like if that works on you, you're not identifying with him as encountering a truth about the violence. Instead, you're just like Troy, you are a certified empathizer, and you're just kind of like you're mimetically projecting the emotion necessary for the event, given all the fantasy structure that's been laid out, versus being him, versus being like exposed to that violence of nature or something like that. And this, I don't think we'll have time to really delve into this idea that I'm trying to lay out, which is like a difference between, like, there's two different ways you can be affected. You can be affected as movie / as self, the insert or the protagonist, whoever you're meant to identify with that the movie's holding your hand towards. There's insert identification with character versus third person watching the thing, but kind of like just acting out what is meant. Like, it just kind of makes sense, it just kind of happens because you're like you're following an instruction book and doing what needs to be done. And I'm not saying that this is not emotional. It could still lead to an emotional experience. That's like a given. But I feel like one kind of emotional experience is something that film does uniquely. And I think the other kind is like oftentimes falls flat for me. And when you're reading literature, you don't actually have two kinds. In literature, it's very hard to you are always in the sphere of experiencing the thing. You're not in the sphere of the viewer. You're not the reader even, unless the book is trying to make you call attention to that. You simply are the words that are happening. You become the book if you're in a serious reader or something like that. But whereas this, it feels like you could have a distanced viewership position, but still feel emotion. And I don't like that emotion. If you're feeling that emotion, I feel like that's not right. That's somehow like a malformed version of what emotion and relatability can do. But it leads to kind of this like false empathy that I think that film can kind of encourage. These are all kind of like wandering thoughts that I'm trying to like unpack in real time.
I guess for like context or insight, like the things that made me emotional in the film were not like him witnessing violence, because obviously, like you guys said, it was pretty like detached and fantastical. It was more so the interpersonal stuff about like when he first encounters the blind man and like seeing how their relationship kind of grows and how it's the first time that someone's like seeing him as a person, and like what that must feel like to be seen, and treasured or whatever. And I was like, yeah, that's very nice. So
yeah.
No, I completely agree. I feel like everything that I still generally liked the aesthetic and stuff of the film, even if, whatever, still not discounting like the ways in which it kind of hurts the effectiveness of the film, but yeah, I do feel like the parts that I felt like moved by the most were things that really relied on performance in these very like interpersonal like realizations, moments, reactions, things like that. That like I do think that I don't know. I feel like there's still credit to be given to Del Toro that like, despite having such a big film that is so like allegorical and fantastical, that there still are moments that do arrive at and are able to effectively like put on screen and communicate pretty subtle interpersonal moments and performance in these things.
This will be the last one before the temperature really starts to rise.
Are we taking an official kind of break here a little bit for a couple minutes or something?
It would appear so. The movies we have left are Hamnet, and then I was gonna lead that into Sinners, and then what my predicted battle is Sentimental Value